Stop filled.
There we go. That's it. Now, I totally would not be surprised to see price move lower from here, but it may not, right? So as far as like, oh, did I leave something on the table? I like to think about it this way. Those thoughts, now that that trade is closed, it does not serve me to wonder, oh, did I leave something on the table? I personally do like to come back in like, an hour or something and see how price ended up. But I don't think it really is helpful to wonder. Like, I made my decision and that was my decision. And so now I don't do this in real life, only in trading, right? I second guess everything in real life. But in trading, whatever decision I made, that was my decision with whatever I had at the moment. And that's what it was. And so now that's final and move on. If anybody is interested in knowing, a lot of times I hear people talk about uncertainty about journaling. So this may be helpful to you or it may not. I don't know, but I am just going to actually journal while I'm live so that if you're curious and if it's helpful, maybe this will help. So let's see, where's my calendar here? I got this idea to use Notion from Cami Capital. He's on YouTube, has a super sick New Zealand accent. He's an ICT trader, and he just showed journaling on Notion. And I thought, oh, that's a super simple, easy way to do it. Notion is free. I'm sure I probably had to put in my email or something like that. But let me just show you what it looks like. So all I do is start a trade. I just call it trade review. And I will either say like a green circle if I was green for the day. This doesn't really matter, but it just makes it interesting to look at. Green circle if I was green for the day. No trades. This, I didn't do anything. And then the reason I have this here is to remind myself that I had two $1,000 lost days. That's significant to me. So whatever's significant, I put in like high impact news sometimes. In fact, we can put in tomorrow is FOMC. That doesn't mean necessarily that I won't trade tomorrow, but I just like to have it on the calendar so I can remember. And then all I'm going to do is come on here, and to be honest, my journaling is mostly screenshots. So I will come on and take a screenshot of this. Oh, sorry, I'm on Tradevate. You'll see it in a second. Take a screenshot of Tradevate and plop it on there. Okay. Then I will take screenshots of TradingView. I typically take my screenshots. I always forget to do it when I'm live, to be honest. But I will typically take screenshots prior to entering a trade. And the reason is a lot of times it looks completely different when, like, after the trade plays out, if the trade is a loss. If the trade is a win, a lot of times, you look like a perfect genius. If it's a loss, sometimes you look at your trade and go, what the heck was I thinking? So ideally, like I said, I forgot to do it today because I was busy talking. But I like to do it prior and then after as well. And a lot of times I will do it like an hour or two after so that I can see what happened and what played out. This is a little bit messy, but I just want to show you what this is going to look like here. And then I'll take you back to Notion in 1 second here. So I'm actually just taking screenshots of all the different time frames that were relevant to my trade. 5 minute really wasn't relevant today, but the 1 minute was. Okay. And I've just been watching the S&P on the right. So, oh, I know. This is what I did. By the way, if you are, oh, you can't see it. I will show you here. Just 1 second. If you use TradingView, I think TradingView is a really great place to document your trades, even if you do something like I did here, where not only do I have the chart marked up, but I also like put some important notes. And all you have to do when you're on TradingView, let me get my face out of the way here. Okay, so on TradingView, if you come up here to the little camera and you say take a snapshot, you can either copy the image, which is everything you see here, or copy the link. And then I like to move over to Notion and just copy and paste. Sorry, not copy. I've already copied. I just like to paste it. And so this is what it looks like on Notion. Okay. So I have each of my different time frames that were relevant. I have the trades on my trading platform. And you'll notice what I don't do is I don't like, all the stats are already collected for me on my platform, right? And so I don't need to put in, I used to spend a lot of time when I was journaling. I thought I was doing a really good job by entering, oh, well, I had this price and my stop was this price and on and on. That doesn't really help me because one, my broker already does that for me. TopStop already keeps track of all that information, and Tradeovate already keeps track of all that information. So I can always go back and access it there. So it didn't really serve me to do that. Pictures do serve me because I can remember what I was doing, and I will typically write notes about, you know, maybe what I saw here or what happened along the way. I think actually yesterday, yeah, so like just a basic note, ICT 2022 model trade during the PM session, bearish bias, bearish interaction with H4 fair value gap, rejection, and liquidity sweep. Super, super basic notes so that if I were to ever come back in a month or two, I could look at my notes and get a good idea of what I was thinking and what I was doing. Now, the reason I'm committed to that is because in the past, I had passed a prop firm challenge, got funded with like super ease, and then fell into a hard patch. And I was like, what is different? And I didn't know. And I didn't have good documentation of what I had done when it was easy and what I had done when it was hard. It's possible when it was easy, it was the market conditions were good. I was, you know, trading with excellent psychology. Who knows? But I didn't have any notes on it. And so I didn't actually know what was going on with me. I did have the actual numbers, like this was my entry, this was my stop. That kind of thing didn't help me understand what I was thinking. And that's, to me, the importance of journaling is what was I thinking at the time I took a trade? What was I seeing? And also if there are any emotions. Like, I think this is really helpful to have these reminders to myself. This is what I was thinking when I was taking these trades. Through this whole mess here where nothing clear was going on, this is what I was reminding myself. Okay, so back to Notion. This is today. I have one other little tip or trick for you. Let me just check. Oh yeah, B Collins, you like Cami Capital? Are you I don't think you've said where you're from. I love his accent. Like he has good content, but I'm like a good percentage there just to hear his cool accent. No, I'm just kidding. Not really. I actually do love his accent, but he does have good content as well. Thank you. The live journal example helps a lot. Oh, good. I'm so glad. Okay, so this is my Here's the thing with journaling. I think the reason people don't do it, or at least I'm speaking for myself, the reason I never did it in the past was because I was like, I'm never going to look at this stuff. Like, it's not helpful. And then the one time where I got in a situation where I was kind of like mentally struggling and trying to figure out, how did I do so well then? And I'm doing so poorly now. And I'm doing the same thing as far as I know. Well, it would have really helped me to have some notes to myself to make sure, oh yeah, I am doing the same thing, or, you know, my thoughts were really on point, or whatever it is. I forgot where I was going with that. Oh, and the other thing is, if you don't have any if it's not helpful for you to come back and see it, you never would. And most of the time, you're not going to come back and see your journal. That's true. I think most of the time you're not. I think journaling helps you in the moment, and every now and then when you need it, it could help you, you know, having historical notes, but most of the time you won't need. Oh, okay, you're on the East Coast, so you just appreciate a New Zealand accent the same as I do. Yeah, he's great. I wish I could live on the beach like he. Well, I don't know if he lives on the beach, but he lives close to the beach and has a cool accent, unlike the Midwestern accent. Okay, so here's my next little tip trick if you're interested. When you're journaling, keep it super basic. So I would definitely, if you have any like predominant, this is the psychologist in me, if you have any predominant thoughts or emotions, so feelings. So those are the two things that I would include. Otherwise, this is a trick from my husband. He was a pilot. And when they would go out and fly, they came back, and after they debrief, and this is what they did. So, safety of flight. These are like super critical errors that could blow up your account. So going on tilt, I like to think of them as safety violations. Going on tilt, revenge trading, not knowing that there was news and trading like a minute before, risking too much. Those are the types of things. I would say today, I don't see any safety of flight issues that I had today. Then there's goods. The goods are the things you did well, okay? My self-talk was good. You know, added notes to the chart, helpful reminders, marked chart thoroughly. If you've watched me for a while, you know one of the things that I've been working on this week is eliminating errors. I know it's a basic goal, but today I had no errors. I am like a shiny objects everywhere type of person, so that is you know, that's a success for me that I didn't make any mistakes. And then last week I was the last 2 weeks prior, I was focusing on a super limited focus. And so that for me meant indices only. And so I stuck to limited focus on indices only. I think that's what I did well. Oh, I also like good emotional regulation, I guess. Emotional regulation. I didn't get nervous. I didn't get overly excited. Cool, calm, collected. I think I did a good job. Okay. Then there's others, AKA the things that you could have done better, you could have improved on. I would say disregarding the strength of the move back into, or the retracement. That's what I'm going to say, retracement. What I'm talking about, let me make sure you can see my mouse. Yeah. So I took 2 contracts today. One was based on my model, which relies on these zones. And the first one I took was like right at this level here. That's a valid trade for me. But I would have been better off waiting for a price to get into this zone, because you can see this retracement move is really powerful. And then it died off in this area. So 2 things I would have liked to do better is wait until price slowed down in this zone, or wait for the new entry to set up, which would have been the 22 model, which is what I ended up doing. But I could have saved myself some headache by being a little more patient, waiting for this zone because of this. I wasn't impatient. It was because of this. This is the problem. Okay. Disregarding the strength of the retracement on the 15-minute. Let's see if there are any others. I would also say, you know, my first trade, my first contract, not only did I disregard or like gave limited value to this, I also put a contract on, I don't know if I can see what time it was. Yes, I can. It was 1:10. That's a lot earlier than I would have preferred to do it. So I'm going to say others like, notice that others is like a positive spin. So it's not saying the things I did bad or the things I did wrong. It's okay to say that, but these are like areas of improvement. So instead of saying like failed to trade within my preferred time frame, I'm going to say just entered prior to preferred time window, which would be like 1:50 to 3-ish, I guess. Okay, that's it. That's, to me, this is like a super A++ journal. And even just doing it with you, it took me just a few moments. And that was with explaining it. So wait a second, I got to read back the notes. King Con Trades, welcome. Exactly. I never journaled before, but then I decided to do it on video since I'm more likely to watch back my videos. Yeah, absolutely. By the way, if you have a welcome King Con, by the way. You've never commented before, so good to have you. Thank you so much for joining us. That is a really good point. So you can, if you're a YouTube user, which obviously you are because you're here, you can journal using YouTube, which is really excellent after you journal. So you can create a video of yourself, or like on my computer, I can do like the Windows symbol and G in case you have the same scenario. And like a gaming thing will come up and I can record myself. That's a really great way to create a video recording of yourself. And it's super easy. In fact, if, you know, I love having you here, but if you're not here, if you are on your own, even recording yourself on YouTube, you can keep it private if you want, and talk out loud is a complete game changer. It's really, really helpful. And so I really recommend you could do that as well. Then you can take the link and just, you know, this is what I would do. So I would take the link and in fact, I'll just go ahead and do that from my trade yesterday. I would just put, you know, here's my video journal right there. You can do it just like that. In fact, I think you can even get really fancy with it and do like video journal. I'm pretty sure. Yeah, look at this. You'd be so fancy if you did it like this. There you go. Now it's a link. And you can do all that free on YouTube because YouTube is awesome. So there you go. All right. Al, I heard hysterical notes, which sound like my case. LOL. Oh, I'm so glad I'm not the only one. Oh, it's so nice to know that you're not the only one that makes mistakes that are, you know, kind of ridiculous sometimes. The best trading show. Oh, you're so sweet. I hope I said your name right, Joshmeen. Thank you, everyone. Please hit like, subscribe. Good luck, everyone. Thank you. That's so nice. This is a really awesome community that we have here, and I'm so thrilled. It's been so much fun. I love having you guys here. Okay, Paw Trade said bullish breaker reaction also. That's a great point. So I know there's a lot of ICT concepts that I do not use as part of my strategy. By the way, here is the reason why when you exit a trade, you have to just be okay with it, because look at this. I mean, it could happen, you know, it could happen either way. Like I may leave trade money on the table, but you know, this would have now been in like lost territory for me. So I just think you're best off closing your trade when you're ready to close it, and you just have to own it. Like I said, I don't do that in actual life. You know, you can ask my husband. I'm a flip-flopper when it comes to decision making, but I think you serve yourself well to refuse to do that to yourself when you're trading. All right. Yes, and also my friends like to watch it. Haha, so that's an added benefit. Oh, thank you.